So in this week's BS of the Week video, Dr. Ken Berry gets it all wrong again. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO organic acid stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video.
The average doctor will tell you that rosacea is a chronic, progressive, inflammatory disease with autoimmune features, and that we don't really know what causes it. Anytime a doctor tells you that about a condition, you can guarantee it's caused by your diet, either by things you are eating or by things that you haven't been eating.
So those are some bold statements and claims right there. So let's pull some of this apart. So the first thing that I would say is that Dr. Berry is suggesting that doctors who say they don't know what is the cause of something is ultimately a bad thing, and he believes or guarantees, as he says in his own words, that diet is always the problem. Now this is an absurd statement to make from an apparent medical doctor. So does diet cause rosacea? Absolutely. But so does genetics, environmental factors, food intolerances and sensitivities, gut diseases and infections, and other pre-existing illnesses. So for Dr. Berry to say that he guarantees that diet is always the problem is very, very funny indeed. Also, I acknowledge that medicine isn't perfect, and I also acknowledge that some doctors are behind the curve. But I also acknowledge and applaud doctors who have the integrity to say I don't know, where this is genuinely the case. We have a BS mentality with social media today, with people coming to the internet like Dr. Berry and making absurd claims like he's doing with zero evidence to support his claims. If anyone has a skin condition or any other health issue, there are many pieces of the jigsaw that cause those issues in the first place. Sometimes diet is a big piece of the puzzle, and others it's a very small piece of the puzzle.
The triggers that you've heard about or read about or your doctor told you about, hot weather, cold weather, sweating, exercise, hot liquids, stress, spicy foods, these things do not cause rosacea. But if your skin is already inflamed and your immune system is already confused, they can cause rosacea flare-ups. But when you fix your diet, that will stop happening.
So I agree with Dr. Berry that warm and cold weather, etc. will usually just exacerbate the condition. It won't be the direct driver, but his next statement was again absurd. He is saying that if you just change your diet, it will fix the problem, which is not correct for many people. People who go plant-based won't always fix their skin issues. People who go omnivore won't always fix their skin issues, and people who go carnivore won't always fix their skin issues. Where you can massively stack the cards in your favour is to identify your own unique root cause of your skin issues and then work on these. So it may be underlying gut issues with methylation issues, it could be genetic issues with food sensitivities or intolerances, but contrary to what Dr. Berry is trying to suggest to you, food and diet is just one piece of the equation. If Dr. Berry was correct, then if you had cancer and changed to his apparent perfect diet, then your cancer would just go away. Or if you had an autoimmune disease and changed to Dr. Berry's diet, then your disease would just disappear. Now don't get me wrong, for some people a change in diet, especially if they're on a Western type diet, then it may be enough to resolve their underlying issues and put their condition into remission. But again, for many with diseases, diet is just one of the cogs involved. So if you fix the underlying issues that were causing the skin issues in the first place, then you can probably fix the issue with many different types of diet. But here is the kicker. Is the diet you are fixing the issue with healthy long term? So let's see what Dr. Berry's optimal human diet is.
So how did I change my diet? What did I do differently? What did I avoid? And what did I add to my diet? I started eating a fatty meat heavy ketogenic diet. And then for the last few months, I've been almost exclusively eating a fatty meat carnivore diet. Now, I know that may sound freaky from the advice you've gotten from your doctor, your nutritionist, from that magazine article or newspaper article, but I'm telling you, this is the proper human diet, and this is how it helps rosacea.
And I thought it was meant to be us vegans who were the dogmatic ones. So great, Dr. Berry fixed his rosacea, and that diet helped him fix the underlying issues for what was triggering his skin problems. But here is a notion for you, Dr. Berry. You work with someone who helps you identify the specific issues that you are having, and then you don't need to remove all fruits and vegetables from your diet. A high proportion of the planet have zero problems with fruits and vegetables, but what makes me laugh about what Dr. Berry and all the other carnivore people say is that they will say that I had this health problem and removed all fruits and vegetables, it helped resolve the issue, therefore that must mean all fruits and vegetables are bad for us.
Now let me share with you a little secret about myself. I have rosacea, or at least I used to, and you may not believe this, look closely. Several years ago, before I had discovered these dietary changes, I had to use Metrogel every single day on my face, and then once or twice a week I'd have to use a strong steroidal cream on my face just to keep the redness and the scaling at bay. I no longer have to do that, and I haven't had to do that for years now because I fixed my diet. I stopped eating what mainstream media tells us we should eat, and I started eating the proper human diet.
I could show you thousands of people across social media who have fixed their rosacea on a whole foods plant-based diet, but we shouldn't be so concerned about quick fixes and superficial health wins. We should be concerned with longevity and optimal health. And most credible scientists and health organisations around the world would agree that Dr. Berry's carnivore diet is bad for your longevity prospects.
Rosacea is very, very highly associated with metabolic syndrome, which is a syndrome that consists of several signs, including high triglycerides, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, having a fat belly, and other things. This is caused by eating too many carbohydrates, causing your blood sugar to be too high, causing your insulin level to be chronically too high. It's also, when you eat this kind of processed diet, it's a very inflammatory diet.
Where do you even start with all of that lot? So again, what Dr. Berry is trying to do is to muddy the waters. He's trying to put processed refined carbohydrates in the same category as whole food carbohydrates, which is ridiculous. It's like me trying to say that grass-fed beef is as bad for you as processed refined meats. Show me the evidence that following a whole foods plant-based diet causes high levels of metabolic syndrome.
So I removed all the sugars from my diet, whether natural sugar or added sugar. That reversed my metabolic syndrome, which I used to have. It also improved my rosacea. I removed all of the grains from my diet. I removed wheat, rice, oats, corn, amaranth, millet, quinoa. All these things have inflammatory proteins in them to protect the seed from being eaten. But when we eat those, it causes inflammation. Sometimes it causes inflammation in the gut, like irritable bowel. And again, rosacea is highly associated with irritable bowel symptoms.
Objection, Your Honour, speculation. If that were the case, then most people who eat fruits and vegetables and whole grains would have rosacea and other skin issues. And the last time that I looked, rosacea prevalence is between 5 and 12% depending on your country. So again, my problem with what Dr. Berry is saying is that he doesn't want to look at why a small subset is having rosacea problems. He wants to tell you it's fruits and vegetables and grains that are bad for you. It obviously has nothing to do with stomach acidity issues, pancreatic enzyme issues, or even bile issues, to name a few. It's simply fruits and vegetables that are bad. You can't possibly fix these type of gut issues and then no longer have reactions to some fruits and vegetables that a small percentage of people have.
And so in other words, if you have metabolic syndrome, you're much more likely to have rosacea. If you have irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, any of these things, then you're much more likely to have rosacea. And that's because, not because one causes the other, but because the inappropriate diet that you're eating that caused one also cause the other.
Wow, just wow. This guy is right up there with David Icke. Next, he will be telling us that fruits and vegetables are pushed on people to control the global population.
So I removed all sugars from my diet. I removed all grains from my diet. I also removed all industrial vegetable oils from my diet, including canola, sunflower, safflower, soybean, peanut, corn oil, shortening, margarine. All of these things have a very inflammatory omega-6 to omega-3 ratio that causes inflammation in your gut, in your body, in your skin, leading to the same chronic inflammation condition with autoimmune features.
Okay, great. I would agree, as most people would agree, that processed refined oils, etc. shouldn't be in the diet. But to infer that everyone should go keto or carnivore to get rid of rosacea is absolutely ridiculous. The diet that Dr. Berry follows is nothing more than an extreme elimination diet that most credible scientists in the world would suggest is absolutely dangerous. If you're going to have meat in your diet, then fine, but certainly don't be duped into this monstrosity.
Several studies show that increasing your omega-3 intake and increasing your zinc intake can improve rosacea symptoms. Well, guess what? A fatty meat heavy ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet is very, very rich in omega-3 fatty acids and zinc.
Let's just get that right. Any well-balanced diet would be heavy in nutrients, which are optimal for skin health.
And so when I removed all of the metabolic syndrome causing things, which is basically carbohydrates, and I also removed all the inflammatory things, the vegetable seed oils and the other things, and I added in lots of omega-3 fatty acids and zinc from eating the fatty meat, my rosacea is virtually gone. And I look in the mirror sometimes and I'm blown away that it's just not there anymore. But even as a doctor back in 2001, 2, and 3, if you'd asked me, hey doc, do you ever think you'll be able to get rid of your rosacea? I would have said, no, that's impossible. I'm just genetically doomed to have this rosacea.
Yes, processed refined carbohydrates contribute to the prevalence of metabolic syndrome, which sits around 25 to 30% of most Western populations. But again, you're trying to infer that both processed refined and whole food carbohydrates are one in the same thing. Again, show me any evidence that a whole foods plant-based diet has high rates of metabolic syndrome when followed.
Watch that playlist and learn how to do keto right. Keto is cheap, keto is easy, keto is very safe, very natural, it's very nutritious, and it's very delicious. And it's going to help your rosacea get better than you ever dreamed it would be. And then you can save your money that you've been wasting on copays for the pills and the gels and the creams and the lotions, because you won't need those anymore.
Keto is not cheap. For most people, ketogenic is not easy. It's not proven safe. It's certainly not natural. It can be nutritious, so I'll give you that. And delicious, well, whatever floats your boat. But I'll give you a simpler way. You identify the gut issues or other issues that are causing you to have rosacea. You resolve these issues, and then you can enjoy fruits and vegetables with anything else you wish to eat. That way, you don't need to go on an extreme elimination diet for the rest of your life.
Now, everyone who's already reversed their rosacea with a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet, I need you to do me a favor. In the comments below, I need you to tell your story, because there'll be people watching this video who will absolutely think I'm kooky and won't believe what I'm saying.
Agreed.
If you're a newbie to this, if you're like, there's no way you can reverse my rosacea with changing my diet, read the comments below. You'll see hundreds and hundreds of people who used to have severe rosacea who now use no medication for the rosacea.
I'm not disputing that at all. A carnivore or keto diet may help you get rid of your rosacea. A plant-based diet may help you get rid of your rosacea, but you should not be looking for quick fixes. Instead, think about long-term health and not unproven quackery. Anyhow, that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body, because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.